found the bangle.
Should we be concerned it's on a severed arm?
Also, should we be concerned that we're just freely touching the blue severed arm without thinking of the cooties that are undoubtedly mating on the skin?
Discount Jeremy thinks that just because the bangle is on a severed arm, they should abandon their plan of using it. At least that's how this scene comes off, and it's stupid and weird.
Where's the other one?
I told you. The British have probably looted this place twice over by now.
But since the audience wasn't here for that, I'm gonna tell you again.
He's complaining about the exposition being forced, but the guy asking where the other one is actually isn't very unrealistic dialogue. He already knew that the British had taken it, but he was wondering if they had any clue of where the British may have taken it, and her response to that was just, I know they took it, which implies that she doesn't know exactly where.
Also, the British.
That's racist.
Then one will have to do.
What is she basing that on? Is she happy for whatever she's doing to only work 50% of the time, or only at 50% of the power? I'm not pretending to know how this thing works, but I really wouldn't want to risk only half of me being teleported across dimensions.
Obviously, this means that one bangle can do the job, but it would just be more difficult and dangerous. It's really not that hard to understand this.
They're going to destroy the cave! They're setting it on fire!
How does one set stone aflame?
You know how some caves have wooden frameworks inside them to keep the structural integrity of the rocks solid? Yeah, we can safely assume they're burning that stuff.
See that?
Nope, because once again, when the bangle is activated, no one is looking.
Okay, but this time it's not a crazy coincidence. I mean, there was only one other person in the room with her, and she was distracted by the warning about the fire and focusing on figuring out how to escape.
You go that way. I'll go check on the others.
Characters split up for reasons, even though they likely don't have to, cliché.
That's not a cliche, buddy.
We're not here by choice. We were exiled.
And that is not at all a massive warning sign in any way, for some reason.
Kamala is a young teenager, dude. She's Gen Z. I'm willing to believe that she'd take their side simply out of pure sensitivity for a group of people having been cast out of their home.
All decorations and bowls baffle me. Are they reminders of when people had yarn balls at the ready for knitting or crochet? Are they cat taunts? Why take up this much space for a bowl of fucking balls?
Everything wrong with Miss Marvel Episode 3, ladies and gentlemen. Ball decorations exist in both real life and this show.
And now you must finish what she started.
Nope, she does not. Generational expectations can go to hell.
Sins like this one are really weird because while they may hold some truth, it's still not a mistake of the episode. This line is simply something that this character said and believes, not something that the showrunners themselves believe.
In a shocking turn of events, Miss Marvel has veered from the 17 logo pattern of the first two episodes to a baffling 19. Why? Why not have 18 last episode and 20 next episode? Did no one plan this? Did no one think that someone would go frame by frame counting every single image?
This might be the most pointless nitpick of all time. Seriously, why is it a sin for the title card sequence to have 19 unique styles? If anything, that should warrant a sin removal for the fun visual aesthetic this show has.
See, there's like ghost stories and then there's Jinn stories, and the Jinn stories are so much worse because they're real.
And yet still no alarm bells are ringing that these people that just poofed into Kamala's life out of nowhere may not be on the up and up.
How about we actually look at the events that have transpired so far? The Jinn have saved Kamala from a government agency and have been very nice to her. Being a naive high schooler, she has no realistic reason to be suspicious of them yet.
Also, they need my help, which means I need your help.
Boldly admitting that you are flat out using your friend.
In what world is getting help from your friend the same as simply using them? Using someone is more along the lines of carelessly taking advantage of them, whereas asking for help is admitting that they have something that could potentially improve your position. It's not the same because one is very negative while the other isn't.
Watching TikTok on your computer instead of your phone.
Pointing things out on the screen.
Also, TikTok.
All these people your family?
Has this not been explained to you before today?
She has presumably met some of their closer relatives and heard about others, but I can say from experience that hearing about a big family and actually seeing them in person and being surrounded by them are very different.
Is anyone asking how Bruno had a perfect model of Kamala's face with which to create this mask?
He doesn't? Wait, do you think he would need an exact model to make a mask? Do you also think that every Halloween mask ever made was precisely fitted to the faces of the people wearing them? Are you an idiot who's forcing a sin out of this?
I just realized that the lighting of the store is perfect for dramatic tension, but horrible for actual shopping.
Hey, listen, I can help you with this.
Mr. Khan will somehow spot the word Jinn from this very casual glance, which will result in him exposit translationing the whole damn thing so that everyone in the back row is brought up to date. Also, what is up with the shot? Why does it look like we're hiding inside the shelf spying on Mr. Khan and Bruno? Or am I not supposed to talk about that?
Okay, I let those three sins all play simultaneously so that I could make this point clear. The mood of this scene is supposed to be dark and a little creepy because Mr. Khan, as he pointed out, is explaining the Jinn, who are meant to be creepy themselves. Therefore, the lighting of the store and this hiding type shot are meant to visually put us in that creeped out mindset.
What do we have here?
A highly specific piece of lore about a highly specific group of people that will specifically assist this scene becoming highly convenient for the plot.
Or maybe, and you might want to hold on to something now, cause I'm about to blow your minds with this crazy-ass explanation, Bruno might have gotten this piece of lore because Kamala just told him that the Jinn are real, meaning it's not convenient.
Tricking me into thinking this QR code was a possible teaser for a new Monument Valley, when in fact it is yet another attempt to get me to sign up for something that costs money after 7 days.
Yet again, he complains about a fairly subtle little Easter egg. Why is that a sin? We may never know.
A man has one fundamental choice in life: to live a life in fear or love.
Mr. Khan then goes on to also mention that
He chooses faith, courage.
which seems like more than one fundamental choice to me. And to make things more confusing, he adds,
A man who chooses family is never alone.
so now our fundamental singular choices of love or fear, which was an oversimplification meant to make things easier for Amir, has instantly become more complicated with faith, courage, and family now on the table.
Jesus Christ, you're fucking stupid. Love and fear were the two broad categories. All the other shit, such as family, courage, etc., are all a part or subset of the love option.
This extremely wholesome celebration is beautiful, but still goes on for all the "did I not mention I hate weddings" sometime.
He said that it was beautiful, so I'm counting this as a discount Jeremy sins something he likes cliche.
I don't mind a great dance scene in a show, especially ones that are so filled with smiles and vibrancy, but I do mind all the shots to the audience's reaction. Why cut away to strangers to prove that everyone's having a good time? Show me the cast dancing or show me nothing at all.
This sin is really weird. The cutting is simply meant to show us that everyone is having a good time, and it's not as if it overdoes the cutting. It's pretty tame, so I don't get what your problem with this is.
Everyone needs to get out of here right now!
You'd think the room that has the most fire in the building would also have the most fire alarms, but clearly not, because as the rest of the building evacuates, these cooks continue about their evening.
As far as my research on this topic went, commercial kitchens are not necessarily mandated to have fire alarms, only range hoods that are connected to the fire alarms outside the kitchen itself.
It would appear that the battle strategy of attacking one at a time and ignoring any possible flanking maneuvers afforded by having multiple people on your side is a multi-dimensional constant.
I find this sin particularly strange because it's one that crops up all the time in these videos, but it's dumb. In a melee combat scenario, attacking your opponent with multiple people simultaneously would actually be a hindrance because you'd end up getting in each other's way. As for flanking, that's a stupid sin because they do try to flank her in this battle. You just weren't paying attention.
Hang on, if Najma can just use that dagger spear to smash the marvelous stepping stones, why doesn't she use it to break through the light shield that Kamala puts up? It's made of the same shit, right?
You're asking why she can't make the decision to switch movements with her spear in less than a second, seeing as that's how long Kamala is leaving the shield up for. If you really don't get why that's stupid, then you're an idiot.
Magical beings from another dimension quickly ditch their cool signature weaponry for good old fisticuffs, because that's clearly more entertaining to watch.
Has it crossed your mind that they're using their fists while fighting Kamran, but their weapons while fighting Kamala? They obviously don't want to badly hurt Kamran, but have no qualms with hurting Kamala.
Also, just because Kamala and Najma see a distracting ethereal train coming out of the sky does not mean the rest of the Jinn wouldn't notice the DODC entering the building and approaching them for an ambush.
Or perhaps the other Jinn also saw the ethereal train and were distracted. It's totally plausible.
The rings, please.
Oh, God!